Meanwhile, there is a proposal in Congress to remove the 12% value-added tax on electricity. This is among several measures being eyed to reduce the high power rates. Freddie Abando tells us more.
The House Energy Committee is all set to review the EPIRA law to determine what reforms are needed to reduce rising power costs in the country. The recent rate increase imposed by Meralco, which is still on hold on orders of the Supreme Court's TRO, led to the move to assess the law, a move backed by House Speaker Feliciano Belmonte and endorsed by Energy Secretary Jericho Petilla. Support to amend several provisions is gaining ground from members of the ruling majority in the House.
I will commit to you and to the people is that we will complete the EPIRA amendments by the end of the second regular session. On or before. Ibig sabihin, dapat meron na kaming output. It can be start of the second regular session, it can be the end of the second regular session.
One of the reasons why we probably have a very high power rate situation is because there is more demand than there is supply. Right? So if we will come up with policies that will introduce more entry to power generation, particularly power generations, and create more supply for the country, rates will go down.
Initially, the list included providing subsidy to stabilize power rates. Congressman Rinaldo Umali proposed the utilization of the Malampaya funds to cover the cost of the recent power rate hike imposed by Meralco to ease the burden of consumers.
I also would not like yung taong mahirapan sa pagbabayad nito. Kanya ang aking panukala dito ay siguro dapat yung gobyerno should come in by way of a subsidy using the Malampaya funds. After all, sabi naman ng Supreme Court, Malampaya funds can be used for energy-related programs and projects of governments.
The Malampaya funds is not the long-term solution to power rates. Secretary Petilla stressed a complete review will take into consideration every sector in the power industry, from generation to transmission and distribution, the energy mix which generate power, and finally, supply and demand. Petilla proposed government build power plants as buffer. The private sector has expressed resistance.
The OE is taking a lead in convening certain sectors of the society and reviewing the technical details of change in the EPIRA or what needs to be amended, if at all there is a need to. And all of these things will be given to Congress and Senate for them to study and see if there's any merit at all, because we can come up with any technical studies on this, but in the end, it is really Congress who will pass this to the and make the amendments.
The cross-ownership provision in the law will also be reviewed. So with the tax structure, since consumers pay VAT for the generation and distribution costs of power distribution firms to include Meralco. House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Federico Kimbo said amending the current structure could reduce the monthly electric bills of consumers.
Kinakailangan natin i-revisit yan na magkaroon ng mas mababang buwis na fixed lang para sa power sector. Importante yan dahil magkakaroon yan ng halos pisong kabawasan pagdating sa babayaran ng bawat household dito sa ating bayan.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.